Okay, I've just returned from the World Board Gaming Championships in Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. I thought it might be fun to show you a little bit of my personal experience at the convention. Now, this isn't going to be a documentary on the convention itself. There's going to be tons of stuff that I've left out. This is just a personal video of my experience with it. Okay, the slides are going to be they're going to be sorted in the order I shot them. I have not tried to edit them in any way, so please be forgiving for that. They're going to be a little bit all over the place. Now this is a picture of the Mark Miklos's very successful Battles of the American Revolution. Mark's tournament has been running for, this is its 10th year. It began with Saratoga, and well, it's just been a very successful run. That's Dave Stifler there, playing an unidentified person. Sorry if I can't identify you all. I meet so many people there, I just don't know you all. That's Mark Miklos in the background there, the fellow with the Revolutionary War hat. And his series has been very successful with, I think, close to 10 volumes. There's Mark again. And I'm just shooting this off the screen of my Mac. I haven't learned yet how to incorporate slides into a video presentation yet, so I'll have to be forgiving of that. That's me on the right, playing, unfortunately, an unidentified person. And remember, that's William in the background there. They're also playing Battles of the Revolution. I'm not very good in this series of games. I love this series, but I personally am not very good. I think I only made 2 rounds. I think that's Jim Lawler in the background there. Jim's the designer of those special scenarios for 1776, which were so successful. That's Bill Alderman, the fellow that makes the big board game versions of games. That's the Wooden Ships and Iron Men, and I believe that's Tim Hitchings there, fellow who has supported Wooden Ships and Iron Men for many, many years. The Wooden Ships and Iron Men is a century event, which means it's at WBC every year. As Mr. Madison's War is, it's a century event. That's Gettysburg, the old 1988 one, another successful tournament. I might mention that the century event is a bit of an honor because it means it comes every year, and many games, very good games, never make century events. They're not popular enough or don't have the numbers. There's the old Avalon Hill 1958 version of Waterloo, and we'll get back to that in the future. I'm going to mention something about that. That's Bruno Sigliano's version of Siege of Jerusalem. What he did was he made these little wee wooden blocks and everything, enlarged the map, which is already pretty big, and I'll zoom in there. You can see what he's done. It's just a beautiful looking game, especially with the large counters. That's the 1775 game by Academy. I have not played it. It's very Euro. I was thinking of getting it, but I'm not a real Euro guy, so I haven't bought it yet. That's a typical gaming area at WBC. The resort is huge. I'll show you that in a video later on. You can see a little concession stand in the background, a bunch of people. They're all playing 1775. The facilities at Seven Springs are absolutely fantastic, terrific. That's some fellows playing 1775 again. It certainly looked interesting, that game. I may have to look into it. See, I like more history in my games, so 1775 being more of a game than history, it's not really my bag. Now that's Ben Knight showing off his new version, or reprint version, of Atlantic Storm. Now that's a game I've been wanting to get for years, but it's been out of print. It goes on the collector's market for high prices, and it was very nice to see this new edition. I did pick up a copy, and I'm anxious to do a video on that. That's Lock and Load. They were there. Lock and Load was there. GMT was there, dealer's area. There's a little Brandywine game they've come up with. I think I show a close-up of that later. We'll skip that one. That's the Brandywine board. No grid on it, which is really neat. It's got these beautiful little wee wooden counters, and it's very much like Guns of Gettysburg, but there's no grid at all. And it's almost a miniatures game played on, the board is like a canvas thing. A little expensive. I think this was like a $80 game. I didn't pick it up. But it does look very good. Nice graphics on that thing. Brandywine. I just shot this game, Broadhorns, Early Trade on the Mississippi. Not my bag, but these guys were having fun with it. Trading and on log boats and stuff, keel boats on the Mississippi. Bloody Mohawk, the French and Indian War. I didn't pay too much attention to that. I saw it though. That's another shot of the Brandywine game. You can see I fell in love with the counters and the board. That's what the auction looks like. This is only a fraction of what you actually see. That's Bruce Reef, great auctioneer, as are his assistants. And I think there's a pan shot to the right here of the crowd. It's quite large. It draws a lot of people. Okay, this is one of my favorite areas, the auction store. Now I'll pan to the right. That's the right-hand side of the ballroom with all the games ready to be sold. Nobody there yet. It's quiet. And we pan to the left. You can see that there's something for everyone there. I personally brought 39 games down there to sell, and nearly all of them sold, which is kind of nice. Help finance the whole trip. And the auction store is different than the auction, for those of you who have not attended. The auction store, the maximum price you can get for a game on here is $30. That's the maximum you can put. If you put your a game into the auction, you can, the minimum bid is $1. It can skyrocket to whatever. I personally bid on Stonewall in the Valley, and it went up to $140 where I dropped out. Then it finally went for $160. But right after, I was able to get the Roads to Richmond game, or I think that's what it's called, part of the great campaigns of the Civil War, and I got that for about $65. So that was kind of a nice buy. There's Ed Beach on the left. He was giving a demo of the Great Battles of the Civil War system. This is a series that's been out for years. I've not bought any of them, but now I've joined the club. I bought several titles, and I'll be showing you videos of those in the near future, hopefully. They've got the most beautiful Civil War maps I've ever seen. They're absolutely fantastic. Okay, this, believe it or not, is the 1958 version of Avalon Hill's Waterloo, redone by Big Board Games with brand new counters, brand new map, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I just couldn't get enough of it. I got a business card. I already had one Big Board Game purchased from them. I had U-Boat enlarged, but boy, I'm thinking about this one. This is a really nice looking game. 1958 Avalon Hill redone. That's the dealer's area, just again a section. That's the Academy booth, I think. Multi-Man was over behind us, and I think Lock and Load was down here. It's not busy right now. That's when I decided to shoot some pictures, when it wasn't busy. But when it opens up, boy, is it busy. There's the GMT booth here. I think that's Academy again. And Multi-Man is just over here. So all the major manufacturers are there. That's GMT's booth, showing you all the mounted games you can buy. Good prices too. The prices I thought were low this year. They had a sale on many items, which was kind of nice. That's the Academy booth there. They were showing off their very popular series, which I showed some, I took some pictures of. That's a close-up of 1775. I was curious. I'm thinking of buying that game. Like I said, it's very Euro though. It's got some history in it, but perhaps not enough for me. Beautiful looking cards, beautiful looking game. That's what attracted me to it. A close-up of it. Red, I believe, is British. Blue, I think, are Colonials. White, I think, is Militia. Yellow is Tories. I'm not clear on that, but nice looking game. Specialized dice for the combat. And there's a cover of the 1754 game. Beautiful artwork on these things. And there's the cover of the 1775 game. Okay, so that's it for the footage of WBC in slides. Okay, a quick pan of what I bought down there, some of the titles, and I'll just give you a few comments on each game so you'll know what it's all about and what I'm going to be doing in the near future. Okay, well that's the third place plaque for Mr. Madison's War, and glad to have that, be able to hang it up. I picked up Paper Wars, the game Belmont, and I bought Belmont really for three reasons. One, John Paninsky's the designer, and I like what John's doing. He's usually picking obscure topics, ones that aren't very well known, doing games on them. The second is the Rick Barber map, which is just absolutely gorgeous. I really liked it. And the third is that it's the only game on the company level of the Civil War that I have. So I'll be doing a video of that in hopefully the near future. I've got some dice, blue and gray, for my Civil War games. I got Atlanta Is Ours for a very good price. I think it was $105. That's usually about $140. And a Canadian, I'm a resident of Canada, usually pays a lot more for that with the exchange and the shipping. So this was a great buy. Bought that from Multiman, brand new. Alright, I got Mark Herman's game, Fort Sumter. It's very Euro in style, meeples and stuff. I'm not a meeple guy, a Euro guy, but it's a simple game. I played actually 2 games at the convention with Jim Dauphiné. We had a lot of fun with it, and you can play it in 30 to 45 minutes. This was a real buy for me. I got this at the auction. It's a mint copy of the Napoleonic Wars. I've been looking for this one for a few years and just missed it last year. But very glad to get this one. Mint, unpunched. Well, I might as well show this one. Atlantic Storm, that's Ben Knight's game, the card game. And I also bought, they had these mats for the game. You do not have to have the mat to play the game, but it looks so good, you know, the U-boat. It's sort of like a mouse mat, and you can play your game on that. I'll be doing a review of that in the future. Fine game. It's been a tournament at WBC for years. It's very successful. This was the big find for me at the auction. I got a mint unpunched copy of On to Richmond. I got it for like $65, which kind of freaked me out. But the fellow who sold it was very honest. He said that there was some not rot, but you know, the edge of the box wasn't the nicest. Well, the game is fine, a little faded from the sun, but again, mint unpunched. That was a find, because that usually goes for higher collector prices. And you got 1805 Sea of Glory, and again, mint unpunched, which is very good. And I don't know about this one. I'm very interested in this subject, but I understand that it is a very complicated game, and takes a lot of time to play. I'll probably do a video of it at some time, but I've got my reservations about that one. And the final two were these 2 games from Clash of Arms, Marching Through Georgia and Mississippi Fortress. I bought these because they're area movement games, and I'm not a great fan of area movement games, but I don't know, the system works so well with Not War But Murder and Birth of a Legend, very similar area, and beautiful Rick Barber maps again. Counter density is low, so I'll be doing videos of those in the near future. Both of them were unpunched too, so I did very well with unpunched and mint games this year at WBC. Okay, the next scenes you see will be just a short video, 45 seconds or so, of the view from the room I had at WBC, showing you mainly the grounds, nothing of the convention, but just to show you the location. It's absolutely beautiful, and then I'll conclude the video. Okay, just some short footage of the view from my balcony here at Seven Springs. It's just beautiful up here in the mountains. We had some overcast this morning. You can hear some sounds of construction there. They're working on a walkway. You can see the slide panning over to the pool. And the balcony. Just nice having a coffee and reading rules out here. Okay, well, I'll conclude the video now, and I wanted to thank Dave Stifler, developer of Mr. Madison's War, for running a very successful tournament again. I might point out that Chris Trimmer won this year from Texas, and Chris was the winner last year. He duked it out with Dick Boys, and Dick will be a force to be reckoned with, I'm sure, in the near future. The final game was won by, I think, about 2 points. I'll say hello to Fred Finkenbinder. Thank you, Fred, for showing me a good time down there. Mark Miklos running a very successful American Revolution tournament again. Thank you, Jim Lawler, Jim Dauphiné, thank you. And John Paniski. I didn't get to talk with you much, John, but I always enjoy talking with you. David Doctor was there. And you meet lots of people down there, so if you ever get the chance to go to the WBC, I don't think you'll regret it. So thank you for watching, and let's hope to see you people all next year. Thanks for watching.